This
It looks like teeth, like you ripped out.
no,
Like you,
like look at there's water up top and it's not coming down. It was just really strange that it wasn't
that
going
was,
down for a minute. I
and
was
then if
trying to infuse with the cold water.
that 10 ends up being added in the way I opened it, that would get me to a 78, but I don't think that's how that works.
Ha! Turn that off. Greetings, fellow time travelers. We're about to head out and go get some milk, and we also need to go get. Well, I need some storage pieces for my office. You've probably noticed that in the back corner there's a lot of just crap on a shelf, and it needs to be organized. And seeing another vlogger, Casey Neistat. Dude, if you ever see this, awesome. If not, whatever. Oh, they're getting in the car. Boxed wine. We're going to do the last little bit of the video. Go ahead and edit while I'm watching some Casey Neistat for this evening. Made it back. Got some more buckets for tomorrow. Just help me clean a little bit of what's over there is later. What's there in this little cubby that you can't really see because it's dark is a lot of garbage. And it's more just an Arduino, a couple Arduinos, a couple of Raspberry Pis from just some projects in the past. Another development board. But I got those little boxes to go ahead and organize some of that, put it up in the shelf, and just get it looking better in here. Kind of downsize when I can because we are going to be downsizing. And hopefully this week I've got some stuff that is going to come out of here for the weekend, which is our yard sale next weekend. Yay. But here's the real crux of what happened today. I was walking out of church and had my daughter with me. It was just us today. Lisa wasn't feeling well, so she was at home. And it was the fact that I see things now and I'm like, I can make content on that. I can make content on that. I can make content on that. And it seems that the more that I execute and vlog and record video, I have a robot eye. Robot eye, I love it. I love it. But it seems like the more that I produce, the more I see. I see when I can create more content. I see when I can create less content. Some of the things, like the other night I had a really great idea of cutting down something I've been thinking about doing as a long form, once a month podcast to a weekly series. A series that, instead of shoving all this really long form content into 30 to 45, well, it's about 45 minutes. I figure a good podcast, good length for it is 45 minutes. That way, if you ever have to do an ad break or an ad read, you've got a 15-minute buffer to make it an hour. Excuse me. But I prefer to keep it at 42 to 45 minutes. Well, that's a lot to shove an overview on a topic, in depth a little bit on that topic once or twice, do an update. So there's a lot you can do with that, and a lot of time that can be spent with it. But then you're making sure all your content and all that flows. And my thought was, why not cut it down to a weekly 15 to 20 minute video? I figure that's a lot of content time that can be put into there. So one of the series that, breaking out from a full episode to a series is radios. I love my ham radio stuff. I don't do enough of it, but it helped me when I was it's helped me in my job. I learned a lot about mathematics and gain and talking to microphones and things like that, and the radio aspect that applied to the phone aspect. So to me, that's a hobby that helps benefit my career, and that's the whole point of Serial Hobbyist, is to using your hobbies or learning bits and pieces about hobbies to apply to the greater goal of your life or the greater goal of what you're wanting. So for myself personally, I love learning. I love learning new things and I love teaching. My wife said that this is vlogging is my latest hobby. Well, not really. It's one I picked back up from many years ago. Um, but in that, I have commission work I picked up the other day. I've got another commission to do. This time it's actually a miniature painting. And hold on. Minis I'm painting. Those are my personal ones, and those have been sitting on my shelf for about 6 months. Just other hobbies gotten in the way, life got in the way, and it's time to pick up the paints again and start painting and doing that. And part of that is how do I set up my studio so I can show you those things? Because that's really cool to paint a mini, really is. And I know that some of what I'm gonna need is an overhead shot. I'm gonna need a side shot, and I'm gonna need a shot of myself. That's 3 cameras. Most of that can be done with cell phones and a couple of and one of the tripods I have. And the cost of that tripod, I can get a second one. I'm thinking about doing that for a second phone, second angle. And then the third mount can be like the camcorder overhead, which would be really nice. And we can do a focus lens on that. So those are like some of the projects I have that I want to do. But it was mainly today about the more you produce, the more you see. And sometimes at some point in time, I know I'm probably going to have to take a creative step back and look at some stuff, but it feels that I took in content for a couple of years. I've taken in a lot of these things, and I'm taking going forward how to creatively add all those into my life towards what I'm doing. Because I have a very well-rounded, like, all this stuff getting done. And in the future, how the new things that come into my life can be used, or how the things I already know can be applied. So, kind of be on the lookout. I don't know how soon I'll be launching that new series because I don't really want to rush my content. I want that to be well thought out. I mean, granted, the studio is not in the best shape right now. It is a new studio. There's a lot we can do with it. There's a lot I want to do with it. Some of it's just organizing it. Some of it's just executing and getting it done. So I need to edit this up, watching some other stuff, and kind of figuring out the next steps for the week. And we'll have the retrospective probably tomorrow sometime. I was going to do it yesterday, but everything was just crazy. And then today, I've spent time with family. And I just wanted to get this video out. So we'll talk to you later.